Tried and Blue, a play on the phrase tried and true. The Erland Tried and Blue blog and podcast covers past and current successes that prove how effective and reliable our construction management services are. Welcome to the Tried and Blue podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Harrison. Today, I'll be talking with 4 Erland team members about our strong safety culture and what goes into building this understanding and mindset. But before we get started, Clarence, Laurie, Alan, and Tom, can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself? Clarence, you're up first.
Hi, I'm Clarence Reid, Erland's safety director. I was actually born in Barbados in the Caribbean. I grew up in New York City and moved to Massachusetts. I enjoy, my sports are tennis, and I love to travel. I have a wife and 3 kids, and now I have 5 grandkids.
And Laurie, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Laurie Weber. I'm the Assistant Director of Safety, and I also work in Human Resources. I live in Natick with my husband and 3 kids, and when I'm not at work, I enjoy spending time with family and friends, mostly outdoors.
All right, Alan, you're next.
Okay, my name is Alan Scott. I wear a few hats here. Director of Training, I'm a project executive. I'm also the Safety Committee Chair. I'm a native-born Texan. I love touring with my wife on our Spider. We have a little Frenchie named Lacey, and I'm also a lay Eucharist minister at my church.
And Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom Blesso. I'm a senior vice president, and I've been with Erland since its inception 45 years ago. Currently, I serve on the board of directors, the management team, as well as on numerous committees. I am very involved with corporate initiatives and provide operational support and mentoring. I'm originally from Connecticut, but relocated to Massachusetts in 1977 to help start Erland. And I'm still here, 3 kids and 5 grandchildren later. My hobbies, I still love all things sports, golf, bowling, boating, motorsports, plus woodworking.
Thanks for letting us get to know you a little bit better. Now let's take that a step further. Clarence, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a pilot for Pan Am Airlines. And my bed was actually the airplane, and I had all my pins from travel. And at probably around the age of 11, I found out that I needed to wear glasses. And at that time, it was said that a pilot needed 20/20 vision without any help. So I seeked other adventures in life.
How about you, Laurie?
When I was a child, I dreamed of being a teacher, but then I went on to get a degree in child psychology.
Alan?
I wanted to be a cowboy. I still do.
And last but not least, Tom, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh boy. Initially, I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player, but being left-handed and 5'7", that vaporized after college. So I focused on civil engineering.
We all have big dreams as kids, but I'm glad that our paths brought us all here to Erland. All right, let's jump into today's discussion. Up first, I'll be asking Clarence and Laurie some questions about the safety efforts they spearhead at Erland. Clarence, why don't you get started by telling us what your role is?
Hi, yes. My role as safety director at Erland is mainly in managing the safety and risk associated with construction projects and our company operations. Being a general manager, our focus is on the subcontractors, and we especially have to view their safety programs, view their workers, and critique them, during the project to make sure they're on track as far as following OSHA safety, construction standards, and general industry standards.
And Laurie, what is your role as part of this dynamic duo?
Well, my role is to assist Clarence in anything safety related, but I also perform safety audits in all of our sites and lead behind any recommendations with our project team.
With the amount of projects we have going on simultaneously, you must rely heavily on one another. Clarence, could you describe what a typical day looks like for you and Laurie?
Yes, a typical day for us would be first we arrive at the site and you take a view of the site. So you kind of sit back and look at the entrance, look at how the employees are operating before you go on. Look at deliveries and the general public, deliveries obstructing automobiles and drivers, or people who are outside the project that are crossing the street. You want to get a general feeling of the entire project. And then we just go on site and we meet with the superintendent for Erland. And then we're going to walk through the site either with them or without. Usually we have a full knowledge of the job site and what's going on. During the walkthrough, we see corrective actions. If there are serious violations or can lead to, injury, we will stop that operation, get it corrected immediately, and then proceed with a walkthrough. At the end of the walkthrough, we just discuss corrective actions with the superintendent and with some of the subcontractors on site to make sure we get corrections.
There are so many moving parts when it comes to construction safety. Laurie, what are some of the steps Erland takes to instill our safety culture when a project starts and keep it top of mind throughout construction?
Well, Erland really starts with safety on day one. Each new employee is trained in our safety culture. We outline our culture for every person on our sites in order to maintain compliance, and we then perform audits on a weekly basis.
Looking back on 2020 and 2021, what was it like working through the COVID-19 pandemic, and how did it impact Erland's safety culture and program?
When COVID hit, it was decided that I would be handling ordering of all supplies and also handling the tracking and training of all the COVID-related incidents. The impact is still being felt in many ways, including the manufacturing industries, but I believe our safety culture at Erland is stronger than ever. COVID forced us to find innovative ways to perform our work safely while meeting both state and federal guidelines.
Erland's strong safety culture is definitely reflected in our commitment to staying innovative. Clarence, can you talk about the recent efforts that went into utilizing prevention through design on the EMD Serrano Horizon Building project that was completed at the end of last year?
Yes. One thing about this project, we wanted to look with the architects, safety, the owners of the company, as well as the financial people. And we wanted to come together and look at everything that could be done basically to address in advance any type of perceived injuries or accidents that could happen. This included not using certain types of lulls that created a blind spot on one side when being operated. It included adding fall protection in certain areas that we knew would be limited when the building was completed. Also designing the parapet wall on the top, on the roof level, at the 42-inch height so that you could have workers out there without having a fall hazard. Other things included having the service elevator, go right up to the roof level, and therefore you won't have workers getting injured trying to maneuver replacement parts, up the gang ladders to get onto the roof level. So all these things were put in place at a cost. But again, thinking prevention through design. How do we put it in place to prevent workers in the future and present, and even through the life of the building from getting hurt while on site.
In addition to staying innovative, we also build on our safety culture by creating opportunities to educate the workforce. Laurie, can you speak to some of the upcoming events that Erland will be participating in to promote our safety culture?
Yes, Erland is currently enrolled in the OSHA National Stand Down. This is currently going on through Friday. That is Falls in Construction. In August, we will be participating in another, and that one is the Safe and Sound in Construction.
Can't wait to see our teams and subcontractor partners come together during these week-long initiatives. All right, now let's shift gears to learning more about Erland's Safety Committee. Tom, when and why was the Safety Committee established?
Well, that was a long time ago, and that was I believe in the mid '80s. We started Erland Safety Committee to provide an enhanced company-wide focus and involvement in preventing workplace accidents.
The committee's long history reflects Erland's commitment to safety perfectly. Alan, what does the committee do, and what are some of the committee's goals?
Essentially, the committee is the caretaker of Erland's safety culture. Our goals are to promote a safe environment not only for our workers, but for all of the workers on our projects. Our ultimate goal is for everyone to go home safely to their loved ones every day.
Tom, how does the committee's goals tie into who is on the committee and how often members change?
Okay, well, because we want safety to be a part of every Erland employee's role, the committee membership is made up of a cross-section of each and every group in the company, including employees that work in the field, project management, estimating, accounting, HR, marketing, and so on. This creates a universal understanding of what goes into creating a culture of workplace safety. The committee generally consists of between 20 to 25 members, and each member serves a 3-year term. Rotating the membership allows the greatest number of employees to learn and improve our safety culture.
Alan, how often does the committee meet, and why is it important to meet?
We meet 11 times a year on the last Friday of the month, and we combine our November and December meetings. We feel it's important to have a regular meeting frequency that helps the committee to stay focused on safety audits and also helps keeps ourselves current with what's happening on our site and in the industry.
Meeting to review and evaluate our safety program is critical, but so is putting what is learned into effect in the field. Tom, what are the committee's responsibilities when it comes to site visits?
Well, each month, the committee selects 3 to 4 projects to visit and perform an unannounced safety audit. This is a group of 3 or 4 of the members, and it is one part mock OSHA inspection and one part observing how well the project team is implementing our company-specific safety procedures. At the conclusion of each audit, safety committee members provide a written report to the project team and company management that cites things that are being done well and also things that may need improvement. This report's reviewed with the project field staff at the conclusion of each audit, and there is an opportunity for everyone to provide feedback that will help improve the safety on that project and also company-wide. The project team then follows up with any corrections required and documents this in writing. This creates a healthy culture of accountability that helps ensure that every worker on our job sites goes home to their families each day.
This has been a lot of great information so far, but I'm excited to dive a little deeper with the next couple of questions. Clarence, what differentiates our safety program?
Well, I think for Erland, it's about family and getting home safely. That culture in Erland was emphasized when I was hired. Most workers had more than 20 to 30 years at Erland. And so it's a family type of structure. And so we're asked to pass that on to our subcontractors and get involved with them in a way that they know we care about them and their family. And making sure that they get home to their family safely.
Tom, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think one thing that differentiates our program is we've committed Clarence and Laurie full-time in assisting in the implementation and evolution of our program. But to be clear, project safety remains the responsibility of the project team members. We never want a culture where our project supervisors feel that maintaining a safe workplace is somebody else's job.
Tom, you've been with Erland since its inception. What would you say has gone into building Erland's strong safety culture?
Well, I think the biggest thing is management's commitment of time and resources, and to create safety awareness in all employees, and empowering them to personally address any safety issues that they observe.
Alan, in your experience, what would you say goes into continuing to build Erland's strong safety culture?
I think to further add to Tom, that every one of our employees is part of the culture. It's not a top-down mandate from corporate. It's our safety program. It's our safety culture. And so just by that ownership, and I think the other thing that really lends to building a strong and continue is to have consistency. And we've had that with leadership on the safety committee. Many of the leaders on that committee have been there 25 years. And I think that really helps solidify the culture.
Laurie, what organizations does Erland partner with to stay up to date on the latest in safety?
I sit on the Associated General Contractors of America, the AGC Safety Committee, as well as Alan and Clarence. I am a past chair of ABC, which is the Associated Builders and Contractors of America. And we did partner with OSHA at one point as well, which I think Alan's going to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I would say the other thing that we do is we stay in touch with the OSHA area directors through those associations. And we, as Laurie mentioned, we did partner with OSHA out of Braintree on a project, which really was inviting them onto the project from, the inception to completion. And we did a very, very successful partnership on that project.
Tom, how can we continue partnering with subcontractors to create a safe working environment that supersedes industry norms?
Well, Clarence, Laurie, and our field supervisors continue to be involved with and coach our subcontractor field personnel, as well as their management, on how to identify and prepare to prevent safety hazards. Their goal is to get all workers to view how they do their work through a lens of safety, so that ultimately they only view their process of putting work in place using only safe methods.
Clarence, anything to add to that?
As Tom said, we're involved with the owners as well as the foreman and the project managers on the site. And so the ownership of safety must involve the subcontractors owner who passes it down through the field to the field tradesmen. And we're very involved in making sure it's a company objective, the whole culture of safety. And, we work with them to change them for the better safety on our projects and for any projects that they're going on.
Awesome.
I just wanted to say, with Erland, it's not just safety first, it's safety always.
That's our motto. It's been great having you all on this month's podcast. Thank you for sitting down with me and sharing this information with our listeners.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Clarence, can you tell the listeners the best way to connect with you if they have any additional questions regarding Erland's safety program?
Sure. They can get me at Reid@erland.com.
Awesome. That's it for today's Tried and Blue. We hope you join us next time for another exciting sit down with other Erland team members and even maybe some special guests. Keep checking our website to tune in.